I think it's important to consider our design requirements. In these environments, we cannot impact the operation of safety systems, period. No initiative that you have for cybersecurity can impact safety systems in any way.
Hi, it's Alex Jarrett with Technology Executives Club, and you're watching another episode of CIOs Unleashed, where you'll get insights, inspiration, and strategies that actually work. Be sure and visit us at technologyexecutivesclub.com, where you can get your first masterclass workshop on demand worth $297 for free. That's technologyexecutivesclub.com.
We can't impact the quality of production, so we can't introduce unreasonable latency. We have to support all the critical data flows. And so implementation must not result in additional downtime. What we must be able to do is install the equipment, install the devices in the least riskiest way possible so that we can make sure that we're not adding downtime. The whole purpose of this is to prevent downtime. So if we're adding downtime, it's really a losing story from the beginning. And we got to keep our eyes on the prize here too, where we must make sure that what we're doing gives us the ability to prevent, detect, respond, and recover to a cyber attack, and give us that resiliency to make sure that we maintain operations. And so what does that look like within the Purdue model? Essentially, we start with access control, identity verification, and intent. What is this device? Who is this user? And what are they trying to do? We need to make sure that we are following the 3 rules for protection against OT, right? IT, we had the CIA concept, confidentiality, integrity, availability, but availability needs to take priority over confidentiality. And so remote access, who requires remote access and why? There's lots of very good reasons for requiring remote access. Some of it has always been there, where we have our automation partner, the major ones being Rockwell Automation, Siemens, ABB, there's Schneider Electric, there's many of them. They might need access to the devices in order to adequately support your operations. During the pandemic, all these operations personnel went home just like everybody else. And so there's a greater requirement to be able to access some of this equipment from home. Now, what that's transitioned to now that people are going back to the office is sometimes you have a remote site. And so they realized it is a lot less expensive to be able to maintain this equipment from the office than it is to fly somebody across the country for a site that we have a contract to manage. And so finally, we also must support the applications. And so many of the reasons for connecting these environments into our enterprise network is so that we can log information, do predictive analysis, predictive maintenance, and basically have planned downtime, be able to plan that downtime instead of having unplanned downtime, which is of course much more expensive. And so we need to be able to have secure access from anywhere. We talked a little bit about those third parties, being able to perform maintenance, being able to do upgrades, whether that's to protect against the latest vulnerability or simply upgrade the system to add new capabilities based on their contracts. But what I think a lot of people miss is the employees need to be monitored, right? This is zero trust. And so there's that desire to reduce travel expenses. And so a lot of people think of this as a remote access problem, and that's part of it, but it's also an on-site access. Everywhere is remote. And so if we take that mindset, then, do they need access from a foreign country? If so, which ones? How about back in the office? Can they access it from the enterprise network? Sometimes the answer is no, sometimes it's yes. We're often seeing that the answer is yes, but there are some situations where it might be no. Maybe it's just devices that are in the engineering section of the office, but not from accounting or the corporate lobby. And so taking into account location even within the office, is something that's possible, not only possible, but necessary. And so the way we reduce the attack surface is by combining user identity, strong authentication per connection that gets back to the intent. I'm authenticating the user based on the application they are trying to access. Strong authentication, having the multi-factor and the single sign-on supported. Device identity. Is this device a corporate device? Is it approved to be on my network? Does it have all the updates? If not, then maybe I don't want to allow it onto this network. The user access. How are they accessing this data? What applications are they using? And then where are they? Whether it's in the office or whether it is outside the office.
Hi, it's Alex Jarrett, and thanks for watching another episode of CIOs Unleashed, brought to you by TechnologyExecutivesClub.com. If you liked today's episode, be sure and comment to join the conversation, and like, share, and follow. And don't forget, visit us at TechnologyExecutivesClub.com, where you can get your first masterclass workshop on demand worth $297 for free. That's TechnologyExecutivesClub.com.